easier. We'll get work done a whole lot faster. 6. Now I go on to 7. A. Oh, and 7's it. 7's the last one.
There are mysteries in my garden.
Star.
Hidden roads and secret gates. If you dedicate yourself to understanding them, you may join the host of messengers.
Where am I? Sorry. I got lost. And then we got this wooden door. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Ooh. Oh, sheep.
When I was in 9th grade, my parents took me to Pompeii. At first, I was amazed by the feeling of walking through an ancient city. But then I suddenly got scared. I realized that I was walking through a real place, where real people had lived, people like myself, with mothers and fathers and lives and hopes and dreams. And now it was all gone forever. I ran to my father, crying, and told him about this. And he said, I remember so clearly, he said, yes, but we are here. So long as there are people in the streets, the past isn't really gone.
Yeah, that's a reason to build monuments and art, you know, things that transfer across the ages, and a reason to write down specific feelings and like why cultural things are the way they are. And like all cultural things too. I know there's a big problem with ancient Egyptian culture and figuring out what the ancient Egyptians believed, because they had the belief system that writing something down, like words held magical power to them. So they wouldn't write certain words down, because then that gives power to, you know, whatever it is they're writing down. So if they had like an evil entity or, you know, a belief that went a certain way. What am I doing? They point being, they wouldn't write everything down. And they also, since writing materials were pretty sparse. Oh, hey! Blue! Okay, I need a way to get a blue laser over here. I'm glad that I remembered that. Because they didn't write everything down, or because materials were sparse, excuse me, I'm trying to do two things at once. Because materials were sparse, they only wrote down some of their most important things, and not the, like, things they thought were negative that were important. So we don't have a lot of common things that were written down, because, you know, everyone knows how to do this. Why would we write it down? It wasn't until later during, like, after Egypt got conquered by the Romans, I think, when, like, Greco-Roman philosophy of, okay, let's start writing guides for basic things. When that started to transfer over and get developed, and, like, there's a huge space of time in between ancient Egypt and their writing, and between Oh, you know what? I can solve this way. No. What am I doing? Did I need this box? No, I need a red laser in here. And... Oh. Okay, Ow. Sorry about that. Height. Height solves the issue. Boop. Okay, that's one of two, but now we're on to stage 2, which is... There is space for a blue laser here. I don't see any connection points, so I'm gonna presume how far back can I solve this from? Like here's the farthest. Okay, if I head across the way, is there a blue laser in here? There's a red laser. I need a blue one, though. What am I doing? Okay, I need to acquire more pieces. Right? Yes. There is a blue laser here. Perfect. Okay, I could open this door that would cut a route for me. What am I supposed to do? Finally getting on to the, Excuse me. Finally getting onto the harder bits of puzzles. Yep. So I get another... Yes, I do. I get another relay that opens up this door that gets me a third piece. And now I need open up this door. Is that a shortcut? Kind of. Okay. Now I can bounce from here. And since that door's open, I no longer need this piece. And I no longer need this piece. I've opened up 2. Okay, this opens the final door, but we're still not done. Right, we've got the puzzle piece. Now I need to bring the blue laser through. Oh, yikes. Okay, this will probably get easier if I solve it in reverse. Right, so I need you. Is there any way for me to connect through? Oh, yeah. Oh! Oh! This gate opens. Okay, that should open the star. Right? Bada bing! I haven't done this puzzle, and I haven't seen any other stars, so... I probably shouldn't have done that. Yes, I should have. I have opened up 2 ways instead of just 1. Cheap. Ah! You have given me 2 relays. And yet, despite being given 2 relays, what do I need to do? Right. And that's not gonna work. So that means I need to acutely get around this. Is there a angle? Yeah, way back here. Check for an angle. That solves it. So then I can potentially go farther back behind you? Right, now I can open the door and... I need you there. There's a third... Right? No, I've got 3. I'm using all 3 right now. This kind of cross-section here is almost certainly what I need to do. But I need to connect both reds. So I need you and... you. That doesn't look proper. This seems proper. Right here seems proper. Oh, come on. Yeah, that seems like it's appropriate. So now I just connect you and you. There we go. It's an angles puzzle. You simply have to look around and figure out from multiple angles what's what. Logi Kafogi! Elohim keeps telling me I'm doing well, but these puzzles are simply impossible. Aww. Either he had trouble with a particular puzzle, or that was a meme because he's so good at getting around them that he didn't even do the puzzle. Oh. Okay, so this is simply an issue of make sure that you're ooh, game. This is simply an issue of, here we go. Of cutting out to make sure that, you know, I get the extra piece. And then after we have the extra piece, Ooh. Is there something that I can do with that? Being able to, you know, witness both at once. I don't think so. I think I literally just basic solve the puzzle. Nothing more complex than that. Now, I have a blue laser here. Is there anywhere that I need to get a laser out? I don't think so. We solved everything? No, we need to solve this one. Oh, that's cheap. Okay, this should be the final chamber of World 1. There are 3 worlds. They kind of ascend in difficulty. Pretty quick game. Still get me a few days of stream out. Excuse me, I entered gremlin mode for a minute there. Okay, I can get this door open. Does this door give me anything? There's a jammer. I can open the door to the jammer and acquire the jammer. Now that I have a jammer, the world is mine. I am free to do as I see fit. I'm not free to do as I see fit. I am in fact quite trapped. Okay, well, I have a jammer to maneuver around. Right? Need you. So I have a free thingy-maboo. I bet I need to... I bet I need to move this somewhere into this room. Right? Is there a thing on the back wall? No. Ooh, there's not a thing. But I can dance around in a certain pattern and unlock another connector. Right, this gets me another connector. Yes. The plot thickens. And now you technically don't need to be here, right? You're not doing anything. So I need you. Is that it? Yeah. Let's just go ahead and move the original red. Going around that corner. We'll move the original red to its proper location. You to you. Let me get the jammer through. I see a spot where I can gain a resource, so I should do so. And then we solve as far as we can with the resources that we have. Right? And I jam, and that's it. Bada bing! Is that everything in this world? Oh, you're beeping at me. What do you want? What? Apparently I haven't read through these. My apologies. Could have sworn that I did. And, comment if you want me to go and reread through any things too, because one was taken. If you want me to go back and read through any,
Rejoice, child,
Oh.
for you have fulfilled all your tasks in this land. You have conquered all its guardians and solved all its mysteries.
I haven't.
Thus, you are appointed its master,
Start.
and you may do with it as you will.
Start. Star. I'm missing a lot of stars. Star puzzles are special. If I want this to be a 100% playthrough, I have to do it. I will probably 100% it, but we will see. Crimsmas is coming up, and I want to do a Crimsmas series. So we'll see, like, where, you know, episodes end up landing. And then we go up.
You have proven yourself worthy, child, and this gate shall be forever open to you. Seek now the other worlds I have given you, that you may attain even greater mastery and bring glory to your kind.
Ooh,
But
glory.
remember, you must not ascend the great tower, for it shall bring death and the end of your generations.
Something that I didn't really connect before is, the tower is kind of like, Tree of Knowledge of Good and Evil in, Garden of Eden. Except, so, there's an interpretation of the tree in Eden, right? And that's, that the original text was supposed to just be the Tree of Knowledge, And if you remove the of good and evil part and just make it the tree of knowledge rather than the tree of knowledge of good and evil, then it becomes a story about mankind attaining consciousness. Like, mankind was not intelligent prior, right? And God or Elohim or Yahweh or whoever they put the tree there because they didn't want to force consciousness onto humanity. That's something that humanity has to decide for itself. And once it did, the illusion of Eden fell away, right? And so, like, oh, nothing died in Eden, and everything was happy and everything was good, and people lived forever under the interpretation that the tree is, you know, the tree of knowledge rather than knowledge of good and evil. Once humanity attains consciousness, the idea is that Eden itself was an illusion and never really existed. Right? It's what we saw prior to attaining consciousness and not. And after attaining consciousness, we realized...
stands before you, my child.
All right.
And know that this is a land of death, but also great beauty. As you walk amongst these tombs, consider all those who came before you, and how they served the greater purpose of which you are also part.
I love the land of Egypt. This is one of my, like, favorite designed areas in games. Oh, and, I have, since playing this, read the Egyptian Book of the Dead. This is... the King of the Dead... Osiris, I believe. I wonder if they have the same, like, accurate symbols. There's 4 boxes here. I'm presuming that's for the 4 canopic jars. So they should just be jars. Like, this guy's just got a chair. This guy's just got a bed. Why is he carrying that? I don't know. These may not be accurate. It also looks like a lot of copy and paste. Some long fingies you got there. I'm not really grasping anything. I think this is just kind of, you know, basic. We wanted it to look Egyptian type imagery. Anyway, but yeah, the illusion of Eden falls away, as I was saying. Sorry, I got distracted. And, once that falls away, man realizes, oh, it's plagued by all of these things, but there's also hope. You know, so it's kind of, in a way, it's similar to Pandora's box. You know, once that box is opened, mankind is conscious and therefore realizes all of the cruelty and pain and suffering in the world, but also that it has the ability to change it. Which is pretty cool. And is a lot better than the... I like that interpretation a lot better than the one that's, you know, the tree of knowledge of good and evil, where, where it's literally just God punishing something that doesn't know any better. Because it didn't know the difference between good and evil, so it didn't know not to disobey God. Right? Like, it's just God needlessly punishing its own creation for being the way that he designed it. And there's some credence to that because there's also the Tree of Life, and there's like, there's one line that's like, and God quickly banished Adam and Eve from the garden because he didn't want them to also eat from the tree of life and then gain the second half of what is required to be a god, right? They were like god in intellect, but then they could not be like, if they attained the other tree of life, if they attained immortality, then they would be fully like God, and he didn't want that, or, you know, something like that. And problem is that, while I like the interpretation that the tree of knowledge is just the tree of knowledge and not the tree of knowledge of good and evil, I have read the Latin version of of Genesis, where, like, as in the copy that the Vatican keeps. They have a copy online available for free of just like, hey, here's the Vatican's version of the Bible. And Genesis, I've only read parts of Genesis, right? I'm not very good at Latin, but I read through that for some interesting parts, and it does say tree of knowledge of good and evil in the original Latin version, right? And I say original Latin version. Obviously before that there's Hebrew, and before Hebrew possibly there's Aramaic, actually Hebrew might predate Aramaic. I don't know. I'm not a Bible scholar. I don't know which one came first, which one's more accurate, which one's, you know, whatever. I'm not religious also. I just find it interesting. But yeah, you can check out their copy of it. Pretty cool. I love that they have it available online. That is going to be it for the stream for today. We can do World 2 on another stream. I hope you all enjoyed watching. I enjoyed streaming. For now, it's going to be goodbye and good night to you all. Bye-o. Boop.